This is the Peter Greenwood Show, and as you can see, I am not in the studio today. That is because I am backstage at the world-famous Barrowlands nightclub, and I am here with members of the band Enter Shikari. Could you introduce yourselves, please, gentlemen?
Hello, my name is Rou.
And my name is Chris.
How are you today, guys? Are you well?
Very well, thank you. Yeah,
Good.
we've just had 2 days off at home, so we're refreshed and refueled and ready to crack back on.
How important is it to have days off when you've been a band together as long as you guys have?
I mean, yeah, it's important. I think, obviously, our show is quite intense and we expel a lot of energy. So, you know, I think we did like 4 or 5 on the trot. And after doing that, yeah, I think it's pretty integral for the, you know, to keep going and to keep the energy up for the other shows.
16 years of Enter Shikari. How does that feel?
I mean, I often feel quite lucky that we're, you know, still able to do this. We're still, you know, all 4 of us, the same band, the same guys, and we're still growing, like, as a band. I'm still getting to create music that we enjoy making. Yeah, it feels lucky, really.
How did you all come together as a band? What is your origin story?
Well, I guess we go pretty far back. I mean, Rou, myself, and Rob, our drummer, met at 5 years old at primary school. Rou and I playing music together with Rob, playing music together from probably the age of 10, 11. And then, Rob knew Rory, so Rory joined the band. We became a 4-piece from previously being a 3-piece, and that was in 2003. We changed the name to Enter Shikari, and that was the formation, I guess.
And what's been some of the... I know it's 16 years, so you can't exactly say, what are the highlights of 16 years, but when was the point when you started gelling as a band and realising that this could work and could go somewhere? Do you remember that exact point?
It was probably far later than people would expect.
Yeah.
Because we were never, like, the most ambitious band. You know, we enjoyed playing music, we enjoyed playing shows, and we kept sort of putting off other things, you know, like quitting jobs and quitting uni and going, I think we should give this a shot, and then it kind of snowballed.
Yeah, I think there were signs, very small signs along the way, so I don't think we could pick a definitive moment. I mean, even when we were back and, you know, 18 years old, touring in a old post office van, we used to play shows, and like some of the signs would be, like, I remember a big sign being that just the shock of the people that, you know, saw us for the first time. People either like loved it or absolutely despised it. So I think like signs like that were always there and always an indicator that there was further to go and further to see what was. It was always a case of, let's just keep going, see where this goes, and yeah, did it for long enough, and then, yeah, like I says, it kind of just snowballed.
I want to ask about the most recent album, which is called The Spark. How do you think that album differs from what you've done in the past?
Well, it was kind of our post-punk moment, really, our post-punk album, where we just kind of wanted to shed a lot of what we felt were misconceptions, really, about our band. You know, we were sort of fed up of being pigeonholed as this sort of noisy band, or even, I mean, I think we'll always be an alternative band, however you define that term. But yeah, just to kind of showcase everything properly, and for there to be more space on that album for melody and for songwriting, rather than throwing everything at an album, which we've done, usually trying to be the most, you know, intense and diverse and everything else. So it was a little more kind of structured, and there was a vision early on which there hadn't normally been. It had normally been, let's make the best music, the most interesting music, the most diverse music we can make, and then see what happens. Whereas this was the first time it was slightly different from that.
That's something I'd like to ask you guys, and something you just kind of touched on. What is the songwriting process like as a band? Do you all kind of get together and say, I've had this idea, and it progresses from there, or?
Usually I'll do like a form of a demo for a track, and then take it to the guys, and we'll sort of tick it and continue with it, or cross it and it goes back in the pile. We usually write way too much stuff. So we'll go into a recording studio with 50 to 100
ideas,
songs
demos,
or ideas.
yeah.
So it's the hardest thing for us is usually whittling it down and working out what's gonna work on an album and what's gonna showcase every side of the spectrum of what Shikari can do.
And I don't want to sound like a dick, but the last album was in 2017 and we're now in 2019. You can see where this is going.
You dick!
Just in 2019. Only just.
Yeah, only just.
Yeah.
But what are the plans for the band this year? Is it more touring or is there going to be new music at some point?
Well, I mean, like this tour that we're currently on, albeit it's split up, and there's a little bit of time off in between territories. This takes us into Russia, into Ukraine, Belarus. We go then into mainland Europe. So this current tour that we're on doesn't finish until April, towards the end of April.
That's quite a long time on the road.
Yeah, and then obviously festival season is rolling around. So. And we'd like to be playing some festivals. We don't know yet what's around the corner for us, but we're definitely keeping some time in the calendar for that. And then, I guess, I don't know, maybe we can think about it.
Thank you guys for your time today. It's been really great to speak to you.
Thank you,
Thank
mate.
you.
Cheers.